Hello. Starting a little early just because I want to make sure technology works because I've had a little bit of trouble since the new OBS update. Though PS4 seems to be more compatible, less of a problem. But I just want to be doubly sure since today is special in a way. Today is the finale of Requiem for Innocence. Now, in case it wasn't abundantly clear by now, this is not going to be the same kind of cathartic ending that you would have seen with the original game. This is just tragic. It's gonna feel bad. However, we will be playing Fragments afterward, which is a little bit of a continuation. It's technically, it all takes place, Fragments completely takes place after the main game. But I like being able to play it as a follow-up to Requiem for Innocence because it does help with the catharsis, or lack thereof. So that's that on that, I guess. Last time, are you ready? Are you sure? And you can hear music and my voice, I assume. But last time, Odilon passed away after being hit by a rock. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, with Jacopo. He had only really trusted Odilon at that point after being betrayed by Gratian. And so he locked up all of those slum dwellers and killed them all and hung their heads in the town square to show a message. And then it went into what we know from the main game, where he sponsored the church and they captured a witch, but the witch was Morgana. And we got to see some of Morgana's side as well. We got to see Morgana and how she did miss Jacopo, and how she did miss that life, but she had to shut it out to be able to cope with everything that had happened, which is really terrible to think about, and especially with like her circumstance now. TLDR, Jacopo's an idiot. Yeah, I guess we'll just get into this. Just a reminder in my bio, the links, there is the Q project for Pacific Northwest LGBTQ community. It's a great cause. Also, the Ukraine link is still there. Keep that in mind. And yeah. Okay. Also, just a warning really fast. There is a visual that is quite disturbing at the end. And just be prepared for that. Like, just know, because the first time I saw that, I saw it completely on, like, no spoiler at all to it. And it stayed in my head for like a week. And it may do the same to you. So just be prepared that may be a possibility. Anyway. We will be taking a small break between the ending of this and Fragments. So let's just get into it. Every day felt like a slog through a swamp with no end in sight. Though I did everything to keep up appearances when I wasn't alone. I masked any trace of my discord beneath a veil of bottomless confidence. It had reached a point where nearly everything I said or did in public was an act. A farce, even. Among the mistakes the Far Eastern dog had made was involving a third party. He was a young man, and there was a considerable possibility he was nobility, which meant I couldn't simply dispose of the boy until I had more information. Between that and his decision to cut off Morgana's arm, I was looking like quite a fool for thinking I could tame a beast. Though, of course, my biggest mistake was coming up with the scheme in the first place. Soon after locking Morgana up in the tower, I summoned the boy, making it abundantly clear he was not to tell anyone what he knew. Then sealing the deal by turning him into a co-conspirator. The boy was irritatingly timid, in part I presumed because the dog had already threatened him. All it took to keep him nice and obedient was a stern glare and a few choice words. Oh, happy birthday, Mel, by the way. I think it's the 6th in October, 6th of October. I don't remember. I hired the dog to be my bodyguard and assigned the boy to an administrative supervising post on the new church grounds. Having been originally built as a second manor for the previous lord, the church was still more mansion than church, which meant there was an abundance of rooms for the boy to stay in. I then summoned the saintess there to serve as the face of the church. She was to remain on the grounds all day. And at night she would stay in a cottage a safe distance from the church. I also informed her that I stored my money and valuables in the observation tower, and that she would be charged with treason if she trespassed. She was a naturally trusting woman. She seemed grateful for everything I was doing for her, so I doubted she would spill anything. Though even if she did, 3 keys were required to enter the tower. One held by me, one by the dog, and one by the boy. So all 3 of us were in this until the witch died. I had one of my aides dig around for information on the ennoble boy. Mel was his name, and he claimed he had been banished from his home, but I couldn't just take him at his word. I had to be absolutely sure, so that when the witch died, I could eliminate him. The dog, too, of course. No one who knew anything could be allowed to live. That said, he seemed like he could put a better fight than the boy, so I'd have to be a little more careful in choosing how to take him out. I wasn't too worried, though. I was the Lord, after all. So long as that much didn't change, I could do just about anything. Once we started distributing the miracle elixir, the church's following grew far quicker than I had expected. Numerous reports of people being cured of diseases spread through the city. And before long, even the healthy came seeking its powers. Every smiling face that walked out of the chapel put another black stain on my spirit. Her blood really was miraculous. And it was then that I understood why the last Barnier had held all those banquets. He wasn't just torturing a little girl. He was feasting on miracles. And now that word was spreading and I knew the rumors were true. I had lost my final escape route. The plan failing entirely because her blood was just ordinary blood. Forward was the only route that remained. One day the Far Eastern dog said to me, "Everything is proceeding exactly as you said it would, Lord." I didn't believe in miracles, but seeing all this has tempted me to change my mind. You were right. One girl's life is indeed a worthy exchange. I wasn't sure how I responded, though by that point I largely just rattled off bitter snark and insults reflexively in response to anything. So presumably I called the dog a dog, perhaps giving a laugh. Most nights I could no longer sleep without the aid of alcohol. I was pretty sure none of it was poisoned, but I spent a lot of time throwing it back up regardless. Barney's cackling echoed in my chambers. The world twisted and contorted. Quite frankly, I was considering taking my own life. But I wouldn't let myself run away from what I had done. What I was doing to her. I had said I would continue my march straight down to hell, and that was exactly what I planned to do. Again and again I repeated to myself, I feel nothing for her. I never loved her. She's just another faceless peasant. I have no memories of my past life. The days turned to months, and soon spring was upon us.
Finally got shackles to put on me. Must have given them quite the scare when I tried to climb the wall. Isn't that funny?
Look, I made a flower crown.
Festival preparations seem to be going well. Hey, aren't you going to go? not going anywhere. You're a strange one. It's much nicer out there than it is in here. If anyone is to leave, it will not be me. Say, I've been wondering, who are you anyway? I was created to carry your pain. That doesn't answer the question. I cannot give you any other one, though. I carry your pain for you and offer you someone to talk to, so the last remaining flame of hope in your heart doesn't flicker out. How very honorable of you. You sound like a saint. I don't know how you could stand living like that. What's so funny? Nothing. Just, you don't remember anything, do you? I don't consider my work to be saintly, but if you perceive it that way, then that's thanks to you. Because that's who you were, Morgana. You're not making any sense. That's fine, my dear. Knowing what I carry in my spirit would only cause you pain. So I just beg you to live on, to not give up hope. Where am I supposed to find hope? Chained up in a tower. You've been with me long enough. You see me here. My body is on the verge of death, and a black cloud fills my spirit. I despise those men. Every one of them who did this to me. I want to kill them myself. And I hate that I lack the power to do so. I want to place a curse on them all. Don't talk like that, Morgana. Please keep your spirit pure. Don't talk about cursing people. There's still hope. Someone will come to save you. Maybe one of the three will have a change of heart. Or maybe someone else will come through the door. Just have a little patience, all right? There's no point. Even if someone does come, I have nowhere to return to. I have nowhere. That's not true. Remember all those years ago when the Lord had you chained up? Someone came and set you free then. And someone will. No one's coming. That was a miracle. A one-time miracle. The flaxen-haired boy. He lied to me. This world is nothing but betrayal. No one is going to set me free anymore. Actually, there is one possibility for my salvation. Perfect. Then we'll wait for them to come. Yes, let's wait for an angel to come. What? An angel to come and set me free. Morgana, deliver divine punishment unto the sinners who would defile me.
She's fine. Hi, love.
Morning, Maria. You're here bright and early.
Hey. Yeah, not like I've got much else on my plate.
Well, aren't you quite the workaholic? You know, you're getting to be about that age when most girls would close up shop and settle down with a man or three. And you know no man wants to get hitched with this kind of bitch.
No man. Maybe a woman.
Fair enough. Most girls in this biz are rough around the edges, but you're rough all the way through. Like how you got all up in that client's face the other day, and how that was a sight to see. But anyway, the blacksmith brought this by for you. Huh? Oh, that. I was planning to go pick that up myself. Special thanks for being such a faithful patron, he said. Never met another prostitute who regulars at the smithy. That's one heck of a hobby. Maybe so, but it's the only hobby I have. Not gonna lie, that's a little scary. What kind of girl collects knives? Me. What kind of girl doesn't like something nice and shiny? There's nothing more to it, right? It's just a collection, not for you to, like, use or anything. Like I said, they're shiny. And when have I ever drawn a knife on any of you? Never, right? Oh no, not use them on us. The thought never crossed my mind. I know how much you care about us girls. I just mean, you're not planning to do anything, like, dangerous? Oh no, hell no. You're way overthinking it. If you say so. It just looked like this one was made for a special occasion or something. You even had your name engraved on it. What's so strange about that? Collectors get their names engraved on shit all the time. Oh. I once had an ex-mercenary for a client, and he told me people engrave their names in weapons for all sorts of reasons. The name of someone you love to help strengthen your resolve. Your own name is a symbol of your honor. Is this for... How much honor does a dirty old whore like me even have? Like I said, it's just my hobby. I like shiny things, and that's all there is to it. Now hand it over. Promise me you won't do anything dangerous with it. Pinky swear. Thanks. Sorry, friend. It had been 4 years since the raid on the brothel, and we were still just barely getting back on our feet. It would never be the same as before, though. Not because we had to move locations, but because the slums were shrinking away almost nothing thanks to the Lord's renovations. Not to mention all the new foreign women who sold their services up in the city's bustling marketplace. Most of our old regulars had taken their business there, and we weren't drawing in much on the way of new blood either. With better options to get the rocks off, only the real oddballs went for the rundown whorehouse and a little back alley in the slums. It was enough to keep us afloat, but we hardly lasted another 6 months. A year if we were real lucky. And while we were down here fighting to make it by day to day, our ever-gracious Lord was planning a festival to celebrate the spring harvest. Celebrations were to take place in and around the new church set up across the river. And with this being the first annual harvest festival, the whole city was in a rather jolly mood. Everyone except us slum rats, of course. The merchants, the upper class, and even most of the regular citizens were in love with the Lord. Public opinion took a huge turn after the new church opened its doors. I presumed it was all part of his grand plan. Me, on the other hand, I was far from pleased. He had abandoned us in the slums. Left all his old friends out to dry because he wanted a little extra gold. Like hell I was going to stand for that.
Why didn't you guys write letters? You know?
Word through the grapevine was the Lord and his bodyguard spent a lot of time at the new church. A nun everyone called the Saintess worked there, handing out some kind of miracle elixir. I assumed it was her that he had business with. But his business didn't matter so much as the fact that he was there. There was no way I was getting through the fortifications around his manor on the hill. But the church wouldn't be nearly as well protected. Last night I snuck out of the grounds to survey the area, and there was no sign of any guards, or people at all. So it wouldn't likely be difficult for me to slip into the building and hide there until he showed up. Tonight, I brought everything. I was going all in. These past 4 years, my feelings for him have been, well, mixed, to put it lightly. I knew damn well he wasn't the same man I grew up with. But a part of me deep down wanted to believe that man was still there. And maybe he had some reason I just wasn't seeing it. I was misinterpreting him somehow. But if I was right, and the old Jacopo was gone, I would settle it once and for all tonight.
Fuck him up, Maria. I'm cheering for you, girl. I know it won't end well, but I'm cheering for you.
It's quiet in there. Doors locked tight. Figures. Now with that out of the way, how do I want to get in? Could break a window. I'd rather not make that much noise, though. Who do we have here? He's heading for the mansion. Maybe he's got a key. I was gonna bail if I ran across anyone, but that might not be necessary.
How much longer am I going to have to deal with this? I can't believe he's holding a festival. He's got to be out of his mind. I'm too tired to worry about this tonight.
Don't move. Oh, and no squealing either. One peep and this little baby will carve you a brand new mouth.
What? Who are you a thief?
I don't want your shit. I just want you to answer a couple questions. If you can do that for me, you get to keep your throat in one piece.
What do you want from me? What are you doing here?
The Lord comes by here pretty often, right? I want to have a little chat with him.
What? Are you out of your mind? I can't let you see the Lord.
Oh, all right. Nighty-night then.
Wait!
I'm not fucking around. I don't care who you are. If you're gonna cover for him, then say your prayers and curse your bad luck. What's it gonna be, little man?
Don't hurt me, please.
Where's the Lord?
He's not here.
Well, it's nice knowing you.
Slow down, he's not here now. But he'll be here at dawn.
Is that so?
I'm not comfortable saying any more out here. Someone might see us. It'll be safer if we go to my room. We can talk more there.
How do I know you're not gonna split the second I let go?
I swear. I don't know you either, but you're not here to just talk to the Lord, are you? I'm doing what he says, but not because I agree with him. So if anything, I'm on your side.
You're better at sucking dick than most of the prostitutes I know.
This is such an unexpected combo, too. This should have been me. Move, Mel, like, right? I mean it. At the very least, we can't have a productive conversation if we're both on edge like this.
Oh, you got a decent head on your shoulders for someone who was within seconds of losing it. Alright, you convinced me. Lead the way, little man. But if you so much as breathe suspiciously, your head will roll.
I get it.
On your feet. Glad I ran into someone without a spine. I'd definitely have trouble sleeping after this if I had to kill a complete stranger. Well, nice looking room you got for yourself, little man. So, the Lord's gonna be here bright and early, you said. Well, why?
Well,
Daytime I'd understand if he was here to play friendly with all his followers. But no one's gonna be here at the ass crack of dawn.
They're not his followers. They're the patrons of the church, are the true believers in the word of God.
Can't say I'm convinced. Looks more to me like he's built himself a damn cult. Now, my question?
The Lord has important business to attend to in the mornings.
I'm not stupid. I'm asking what his business is.
I can't tell you that. Only that he'll be here early in the morning.
You think I'm just gonna take you at your word? Well, I can't tell you why, but I promise he'll be here. It's really, really important, so just wait here till morning. So I sit on my thumbs, morning rolls around, and whoosh, I'm never seen again. That sounds about right?
No.
Then answer my question. What's he gonna be doing here so early?
He's coming to check on some valuable assets.
Say again.
I help manage his assets. But not because I want to. He's threatening me.
And what are these assets?
It's,
Spit it out.
I can't. I really can't. Anything but that.
What if I say I'll kill you if you don't?
Go right ahead. Tell me all you want. That's the one thing I can never tell anyone.
'Cause they'll make you disappear if you spill?
It's not my safety I care about. It's my sister. They'll kill my sister if I tell anyone. So I can't say anything.
You have a sister?
She's my only family.
I see. So the Lord's blackmailing you to help manage his assets. And as part of that, he's also holding your sister hostage?
Not directly, but essentially, yes.
That sick, rotten fuck. I don't have any family myself. But a few years back, there was this girl who was like a sister to me.
What? Oh.
And he felt kind of the same way about her. Or at least I thought. But now he's fallen so far, he's taken some kid's sister hostage.
Maybe I'm reading into things, but do you actually know the Lord?
I did.
Like a former mistress or something?
Oh, hell no. We grew up together, believe it or not.
What? So you used to be a noble?
No, you dingus.
I didn't think so. You don't seem particularly dignified.
Yep, just a dirty old whore here. Sorry to disappoint.
Whoa, I never said that.
Anyway, that's all you need to know about me and the Lord.
All right.
Now what about you? You've known him for long?
About 6 months, maybe.
So no, but you've been in regular contact with him that whole time. Tell me, what's he like these days? And don't worry, the knife's taking a nap. Just tell me whatever you can. I'm curious.
I don't know much, but all right. The only time I really see the Lord is when we meet up to check in on his assets. We don't chat or anything like that. He always seems to be in a foul mood, and he gives me dirty looks whenever he sees me.
Even though you're working together?
Like I said, I'm not doing it because I want to. I just wound up in this position.
Go on.
I can tell you this, though. He's a monster. He's a cruel, evil, heartless man. No one with a conscience could do the things he doesn't care about how much pain he causes. Anyone who doesn't fall in line is eliminated. His reputation's improving because he's got the scientists vouching for him. But it's all a load of crap. He's a villain and a tyrant.
Sounds just like the previous Lord.
Huh? Previous Lord?
You not from around here, little man?
No. I lived somewhere far away. Just sort of ended up here recently.
Well, that explains it. There was a different guy on the throne up till about 4 years ago. He was a vicious, barbaric fuck who treated people like his playthings. He would murder slaves by the dozen just for shits. And he did some very bad things to a little girl.
This new lord is exactly the same. People are just another commodity to him. Man or woman or child, he doesn't care as long as they're useful. He'll hurt people, kill them, anything to get what he wants.
I got that impression. After everything I've seen and heard, was I honestly hoping that he'd tell me he wasn't as bad as the previous lord? I've heard enough. He's gone over the edge and there's no bringing him back. I was originally planning to talk to him, but that was never going to work. He's a lost cause.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to make sure he can't shame himself any more than he has, by putting an end to his miserable life. You want to see the Lord gone too, don't you? Get out of the shitty hole he's thrown you in. Because if you do, then stick your neck out and give me a hand. You know what'll happen if you keep on like this. Once your job's done, once he's done with you, you're gone. You're not stupid enough to think he'd let you live, are you? Will it be? You're gonna go on being his obedient little bitch? Or are you gonna give him give him what's coming?
All right. I'll help.
Excellent. Your tailor must be damn skilled to accommodate balls that big.
Honestly, I've been waiting 6 months for this. For someone to show up and give me a way out.
While waiting for the sun to rise, me and the little man hashed out our plan of attack. The Lord kept a skilled bodyguard around at almost all times, so he wanted to avoid causing any trouble while they were together. He was only alone for a small window of time. When he arrived at the church each morning, he would first head for his private study, unguarded. That was our chance. Time was limited, which meant we'd make it simple, move quickly. We had the element of surprise on our side, though. I could do this. No, there was no room for even the slightest uncertainty. I would do this. I didn't care about saving the people from an oppressive despot or anything grand and honorable like that. All I wanted was to stop an old friend from falling any further. That was my entire reason for assassinating the Lord of the Land. I wouldn't be a hero if I pulled it off. I'd be an insurgent. But to hell with my reputation. I'd be hunted down and killed for my crimes not long after anyway. Jacopo, as your old friend, I'll join you on your trip to hell. And then at long last, the moment arrived. Exactly as Melis said, the Lord showed up in the mansion early in the next morning with bodyguard in tow. The Lord disappeared into his study, and then the bodyguard headed for the chapel. Once he was out of sight, I glanced over at Mel and nodded.
Who is it? It's me. There's something I need to talk to you about. We'll be seeing each other shortly anyway. Whatever it is, you can tell me then. It can't wait. It's important. And I don't want anyone to overhear. Is it about the assets? Yeah. Fine. Come in.
Here goes. I took a deep breath, held it in. It would all be done in a matter of seconds. All our memories together, the time we shared, sent straight down to the grave. What? So long, Jacopo! I'll see you down in hell! However, not a thing went according to plan. My resolve rendered null in an instant. My confidence shattered like glass. My vengeance brushed aside like nothing. My outstretched knife hit empty air. And without even enough time to blink, my whole world shifted. I wasn't looking at my loathsome target's face, but the flat, unadorned ceiling above me. My body spun. And then something slammed against my back. With barely enough time to even gasp, I crashed to the floor. It all happened faster than the blink of an eye. He had me on the ground, knee pressed into my back, my arm twisted up into the air. I had him. I had the element of surprise. How could he? It's like he knew exactly what was coming. How could he react so quickly? You look perplexed. Well, unfortunately for you, I've seen my share of assassination attempts. But you, I wasn't expecting. Let me go. I thought, if anyone, you might be different. The hell are you going on about? You weren't even going to try to talk before killing me. There's nothing to talk about. Not a goddamn thing. I've heard what you've done. What you're doing. Well, credit where it's due. At least you didn't try to poison me. Either way, there's plenty you could have done better. Second-rate attempt at best. You rushed, knowing you didn't have much time, but you could have still used the fact that we've known each other most of our lives to get a little closer before pulling the knife. That would have increased your chances at least a little. Alternatively, you could have tried to distract me with your body, but I doubt you could swallow your pride long enough to do that.
Shut your fucking... Get off me! Are you trying to break my arm? You would break an old friend's arm?
Don't take me for a fool. You just tried to kill me, you conniving harlot.
You're a completely different man now.
No, not even a man. A useless sack of flesh. Call me whatever you like. I've heard it all and more.
Lord, the boy was sneaking about, so I apprehended him. Running away at the first sign of your grand plan going south? I see you still haven't grown a spine yet, have you, boy? You might have had a better chance if you both came at me together. Shall I kill him? Quit your drooling, dog. I want you to watch him. Make sure he doesn't try and run again. And what about the woman? She tried to attack you. Shall I kill her? He's so eager.
Go right the fuck ahead. Kill me like you killed everyone else. Cut my head off, put it on a pike in the town square.
Everyone. You know, you're right. Nearly everyone I can think of died by my hands. Gratien, the rest of the gang, and Jaren too.
Excuse me? I thought Jaren died in the raid on the brothel. But you were saying you killed her?
That's right.
It wasn't becoming the Lord that fucked you up. You were always on the other side. From the day we first met. I should have never trusted you. Fuck. So it was all bullshit, wasn't it? Every last minute of it.
There is somewhere I can't see her, dog. Why not just kill her? The last thing I need is people making a big fuss about a dead body showing up while we're preparing for the festival. And it's not like a damn whore poses any real danger to me. Especially now with her arm bending backwards. We don't need to waste any more time concerned about her.
What the fuck? What the fuck, man? You won't even fucking kill me? I came in here with no intention of coming back out. And you don't even have the decency to do that much for me?
Shut your goddamn mouth already! Leave your key here, dog. I'll handle all business alone today. So I just have to drag the whore out then. What a disappointment. Don't get any funny ideas. Just because I only told you not to kill her doesn't mean you can sate your thirst with one of her arms or legs. You throw her out and nothing more. Understood? Clear as crystal, Lord. Then get out of here.
I hate myself for ever thinking you were a good guy. Enjoying eternity in hell, asshole.
I really wish she had done it. That would have been pretty badass. I mean, she's still pretty badass, let's be real. Now, how do you plan to make up for this mess you so kindly made for me? You know damn well how busy I am right now. I had no choice. She threatened me. Yes, you had no choice but to hole up with her until morning. You had no choice but to lie about having business with me. Don't give me that look. Like I told the dog, I have no interest in creating any bodies during festival prep. So I'll let you off the hook for this one. What? And you'll swear you'll never do anything like this again. Yes, sir. I swear on my life. Excellent. Next. And with that, the books are settled. The only reason I didn't hit you in the face is because your damn sister would throw a fit. So be sure to thank her when you see her. And remember, never again. Hand over your key. Now get out of my sight. Yes, sir. I'm very sorry for everything, sir. Was it all bullshit, Maria? I'm beginning to wonder myself. Not even a word before coming at me with a knife. Not even a sliver of faith in me. I've been at this long enough. I still haven't learned my lesson. Naive enough to think that maybe she would be different. That she would understand. No matter what anyone else said about me. Believe me when I said I was really trying to help you. That I gave everything else up in the hopes of improving their lives. God, I'm such a fool. How many times do I need to be reminded that no one's on my side anymore? She was right about me. I am just a useless sack of human flesh. I should head up to the tower. What's that? A necklace? Maria must have dropped it in the struggle.
So what'd you get her? As your big sister, I'd be happy to check the present out before you give it to her. Make sure you don't make too big of an ass out of yourself. Today's the day, right? You give her the present, and you finally tell her how you feel.
When she comes back, give her the necklace and tell her how you feel. And if she turns you down, we can all have a good laugh about it.
I was positive it had been taken or broken in the raid. But you've been holding on to it. You've kept it. For all these years. I would have figured you'd have thrown it away by now. Necklace in hand, I made my way toward the observation tower. A thought bubbling up from the depths of my mind. It was a wretched, unsightly thing, which only swelled as I drew nearer. Never would I have conceived of such a monstrous notion, of exploiting my old identity, had this trinket not fallen back into my hands. I knew Morgana wasn't of sound mind, that the world she saw was a twisted falsehood. And though I couldn't see what delusions her mind was producing, it was evident that the man I was now and the boy she once knew were two distinct entities in it. So maybe, if the old Jacopo were still good in her mind, if she still remembered him fondly, then perhaps I could assume that role, much like I had assumed the role of the Lord. The thought sent a chill down my spine. By putting on that mask, I would be disregarding every horrible thing I had done to her. Every time I had come up here these past months to draw her blood. In that moment, there was no one in this whole wide world who had fallen so close to hell as I. And in that moment, I could no longer deny the madness that had taken root in my heart. The madness that had given rise to such a fancy. Morgana, do you know who I am?
The Lord. What do you want with me? Are you here for... I don't have any. There's no blood left for you to take.
That's right. I'm the Lord. I'm the man who's brought you a lifetime of pain. The man who locked you up in this tower. And the man who struck fear into your young heart 7 years ago.
Yes, you did. I'll never forget.
Now tell me, Morgana, do you know what this is? On your birthday 4 years ago, a young man was going to give you this necklace as a present. Do you remember that young man? Or have you forgotten? Forgotten what a pleasant time that was. I can't say I'm surprised. You were always saying how much you hated staying at that brothel. Those 3 years were no more pleasant than any other time of your life.
I remember him. And I remember those days.
And do you remember them fondly?
Yes.
Well, that's great to hear. You can rest at ease, Morgana. Because he's going to be here soon. And he'll...
That was the only time.
What?
That was the only time in my life when I was actually happy. Except for those years. My life's been nothing but pain and misery. But those days, they were warm. Everyone was so kind to me. They showed me love. It was all I had. The only happiness I ever had. No time in my life was better than that. But it was taken from me. I wish it had all just ended there.
Her words were like I'd plunged in through thin ice. I could put on the best forged mask in all the world, but I would never again be the man in her memories. I could act exactly like him, but I never would be him. My hands were permanently stained with blood. The sharp smell of death hung around me like a cloud. I was a heartless killer, and anyone could see that. Never would I be able to smile like him, and never would I be able to share his dreams. The fact that I'd even had the idea to pretend to be my old self was proof in and of itself that I was too far gone. I'd reached the point where the real me was the imposter.
He's dead. And so is everyone else. Why do you have that necklace, Lord? Did you kill him? Was that your doing too?
So the best thing I could do was let Morgana have her pleasant memories unmolested. I'd ruined enough for her already. She'd said those 3 years were the happiest time of her life. I couldn't tell her the truth now, and there were no possible lies or justifications that would ever allow me to stand by her side again.
You did, didn't you?
I did. I killed the young man. I killed all of them. I killed and I killed until there wasn't a soul remaining.
I knew it. You're the cruelest man in the whole world. The most evil, irredeemable man to ever set foot on God's earth.
That I am.
I despise you more than anything. I hate you.
I love you.
I want nothing more than to put a curse on you.
I buried my feelings for you, so they wouldn't get in the way of my being the Lord.
I want to see you dead.
But those feelings never entirely went away. I tried to weigh what was more important to me, but I misread the scales.
I hate you with all of my being.
I lost any right I had to say this years ago. But I want you to know, I truly do love you.
I revile you, detest you, loathe you.
I loved you.
There's not enough hate in all creation for you.
Tell me, what do you see when you look at me? What do you hear when I speak to you?
I hate you. 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 I hate you.
You can't see the tears on my cheeks, can you? Your mind, your spirit are shattered beyond repair, aren't they? You're not actually understanding anything I say, are you? You're not going to be able to remember any of this, are you?
I hate you. 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 I hate you.
I hadn't realized it had gotten so bad. My eyes had been shut for far too long. To what was happening to you. To my own feelings. To everything. For so long, I've avoided facing the truth. Not only did I fail to protect anything, I destroyed the one thing I cared about most with my own 2 hands. That's all I ever managed to do. I wonder What was the point of no return, exactly? This isn't the world I wanted to show you at all. I, of all people, should have done everything in my power to ensure those good days never ended. But any apology I make would just ring hollow.
I hate you. 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 I hate you.
It seems my being here isn't doing your mental state any favors, so I'll leave your food here and get out.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
I would like to tell you this, though. Even if I'm fairly certain you don't understand what I'm saying. Tomorrow's the first day of the Harvest Festival. And when it comes, I'm going to finally do something I've been considering for a long time. I'm going to set you free. I'm going to put an end to all this.
I hate you.
That ship sailed long ago. I know. You're in no condition to go out into the world anymore. So I'm not just going to release you and forget about you.
My father, to his side, an angel, sent me back to heaven.
That's the plan. Yes. We'll go out and find some place to die together. For as long as I've had the throne, a part of me has wanted to say, I'm done. I have no need of this anymore. But every time the thought rose to my mind, it was pushed back down by a refrain of, so you let all that hard work go to waste? Everything you sacrificed to get here? Back and forth the voices would go, day in and day out. In reality, it wasn't pride or a desire to hold on to my power that stopped me from doing this sooner, but the fear that everything I had worked so hard for would be for naught. But now that I saw death looming over her, it was clear that only greater, more crushing despair awaited me. It would break me utterly, and I would end up abusing my people even worse than Barnier had. The best thing I could do, for everyone, was to end it all here. To step down off the stage. Morgana wanted release from her agony. Death was the only path she would find it down. My sickness was worsening by the day, and death was the only thing that could cure me. I chose the Harvest Festival in part because it seemed like a fitting end, but more because with everyone distracted by festivities, they weren't as likely to notice the Lord had gone missing. As my final act of penance, I would find her somewhere with a gorgeous view to gaze upon as I took her life. Somewhere you could see almost over the horizon. Somewhere the sun shone bright and proud. Somewhere that felt like you could see the world. And carrying the full weight of enmity on my shoulders, the Lord, too, would meet his end. Finding someplace beautiful for her to depart this life from was all I could do to ease her pain. All I could do to provide her a peaceful repose. All I could do to pay for all I had done. Man, these sunrises and sunsets are beautiful, but nothing's gonna make me ever feel better ever again. You know? You know? On the first morning of the Harvest Festival, townspeople swarmed the new church's grounds. When I arrived, there were wide smiles on everyone's faces. From the young to the old, from those here to partake of the church's charity to well-off churchgoers. Everyone was in good spirits.
Whee! It's a festival! Look, everything's got flowers on it.
Quite the impressive event you put together. The decorations are a bit on the thin side, perhaps. But for a church anymore, it starts looking garish. They can go all ham all they want down in the square. You don't seem very enthusiastic. Why would I be? You spent so much time preparing for it. I assumed you would be more excited. As if. This is all politics, not fun and games. An effort to bring unity to my people, you could say. I don't understand you at all. How can you spend so much time doing something you don't enjoy?
I don't give a rat's ass if you understand me.
Fair enough. When I first met you, I thought money and power were all you desired. But I've come to realize that's not the case. I'm beginning to think you're hardly a bad man after all.
I knew you were an idiot, but I didn't realize you were that foolish. How can you possibly say I'm not a bad man knowing all I've done?
That's also fair.
Hey, no running, kids! You're gonna get yourself hurt! What's the big deal? Run with us, Marie! You shouldn't pull on people, that hurts! Good morning, Lord Barnier! Preparations are all complete here, and the stalls down in the city are ready to open up as soon as you give the word.
Thank you.
I couldn't be more thrilled to be part of such a wonderful celebration.
I'm glad to hear it.
Are you well? You look a bit tired.
It comes with the job. There's hardly a day I'm not exhausted.
Well, don't work yourself too hard, Lord Barnier. It's important to get your rest.
I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, I almost forgot. Would you like a flower, my lord?
A flower?
We made all sorts of flower accessories, and we're giving them out to anyone who wants one. They do the same sort of thing at the Midsummer Festival, and I liked the idea so much I borrowed it. What do you say? I think this one would look lovely in your hair.
I'll pass.
That's a shame. And what do you say? Or what say you, Mr. Bodyguard? Care for a flower?
No,
Go on, take it. Don't let their efforts go to waste.
put a flower in his hair, Pauline.
Very well. I'll take one then.
Look at this little smile. Stop. Stop being cute.
May God smile upon you.
Thank you.
They're all gonna die in like an hour. I hate it here.
Well, see you later. And Lord Barnier, if you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask.
Hey, you can have the day off. Go spend it with your nun. Why the look?
I'm merely surprised you would show any consideration for your dog.
Well, it is a special occasion.
I suppose. Needless to say, watch out for yourself. You were assailed just last night.
I didn't realize you were even capable of concern.
It is a special occasion.
We'll take care of our usual business this afternoon. Should be able to bring a little more food than usual as well.
Understood. Until then.
Until then.
I died and gone to heaven. The sweetest Fossy I can see. Better hurry before the...
Hey there. Watch where you're going.
Yes, Lord Barnier, I'm so very sorry.
Well, if it isn't Mel's sister. Someone is a bit too wound up, it seems.
I've never been to a festival before, so I'm terribly sorry for running into you. Please don't get upset at me.
Don't worry, I'm not upset. So you never went to any festivals in your homeland?
What? No. I couldn't go to any because I was stuck at home all the time.
I suppose you wouldn't be able to get out much and spread your wings as the daughter of a noble family, huh?
Nope, not in the slightest. It's all dresses and manners and no time for fun. I'm surprised. Most people just don't get it. So I'm gonna spend all day celebrating with my Mel.
That's what the festival's for, but don't go too crazy. I'm told you're not in the best of health.
Yeah. But I'm feeling wonderful today, so I'll be fine.
You look anything but, girl. The festival is just for one day, so if you find yourself feeling unwell, let someone know right away and then get some rest. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Nellie, where'd you run off to What business do you have with my sister?
Dearest Mel?
I'm begging you, don't hurt her. I'm not sure what this looks like to you, but I haven't touched her.
What's gotten into you, dearest Mel? The Lord was just concerned about me.
Concerned? Him? Not in 1,000 years. Mel, we can take care of our business this afternoon. Be at my study at noon sharp. Okay, I'll be there.
Oh, we can't have lunch together? Running a festival must be a lot of work.
I could hear the sounds of countless people making merry outside, but my mind was elsewhere. Envisioning the place I would take her to die. Somewhere far away, somewhere with a majestic view. I wanted nothing more than to run off right then and there, but there were things I had to sort out before I could disappear. I delegated several days' worth of work to my attendants so the festival wouldn't fall apart without me. My mind may have been already made up, but it was still my responsibility as Lord to ensure everything ran smoothly, so long as I remained on the throne. But all I could do after was pray that someone much more qualified, someone of actual royal descent, stepped in to take my place. And before I knew it, noon was upon me. As the bell chimed 12, the three of us climbed the observation tower. The plan was to deliver Morgana her food, then send the other two back outside, so I could take her somewhere far, far away. But then we opened the door. Her spirit had already left her body. The witch killed her. The blood of the witch killed my sister. That wine you're drinking is no medicine. It's the blood of the witch. You're all drinking witch blood. There goes another one. What's going on? We were told it was miracle elixir. You're saying we've been drinking a witch's blood?
Please, everyone, don't panic. This must be some kind of mistake.
A mistake? A girl is dead because of this mistake. No, this whole thing was a sham from the very beginning. You and the Lord were working together, buying our favor with this rubbish.
But please calm down, everyone.
Death to all the devil's deceitful minions. Death! 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 Stop it! Stay away from her! Get back! Death to him, too. That's what you get for coming in and making such a mess of our country, foreigner. Oh, you gotta be racist at the end, okay. Why are all these damn outsiders getting better treatment than the rest of us, anyway? The Lord's a traitor to his own land. He doesn't deserve to be on the throne. We'll take the city back, free it from his corrupted grasp. Death to the traitor! Morgana's death set off a chain reaction of hell and suffering. Perhaps it was fate, or her intense animosity made manifest. All I knew for sure was what I could see. That the world was crumbling around me. And I watched through the observation tower's window. The first to go was Mel's sister, who had regularly partaken of the miracle elixir. She started vomiting blood, and shortly thereafter she was dead. Mel then broke down, revealing the truth about the elixir before stabbing himself in the throat. Fear and panic spread like a plague. Breeding a desperate rage that found an outlet in the Saintess, the face of the church. The Far Eastern man dashed in to protect her from the mob, and soon a full-on battle broke out between supporters and opponents of the Lord. Actually, no. A battle would imply one side stood a fighting chance. It was closer to a riot, with anyone perceived to be on the Lord's side ruthlessly slaughtered. It was as though I was peering into a nightmare. There was no question who would come out victorious. It was a scene I had witnessed once before, but this time I was on the receiving end. Illusory faith I had instilled in the people to distract them from their dissatisfaction disappeared in a wisp. And upon discovering it was all based on a lie, that dissatisfaction came flooding back stronger than ever. I could tell myself I had always had the people's best interests in mind until I went blue in the face. But it didn't matter. I was a tyrant in their eyes. I turned away, and there lay Morgana's limp body. For a split second, I considered going over, leaning against the wall beside her, and taking my own life. With my foot hovering in the air, I swung my leg around, making my way toward the stairs. I had done enough to torment her in life, failing to even allow her to pass on peacefully. It would be cruel and disrespectful to force her to be with me, the man she despised more than any in the world, in death as well. And as I was still the Lord, having not yet stepped off the throne, the right thing to do would be facing the wrath that I had wrought. For a second I wondered if maybe Lord Barnier had greeted us thinking the same thing. The revolution 4 years ago was also a foregone conclusion, but he didn't run. He stayed and waited for us to arrive. Perhaps it was partially pride, and partially that it was the only way out. We had lived as lords, we had ruled as lords, and when the time came to harvest the seeds we had sown, we would die as we had lived. I don't know why they gotta play this fucking sad-ass song during this part. Stop it. When I reached the ground level of the tower, I could hear shouting and banging and stomping through the door. They were probably tearing the mansion apart looking for me. Find him, they cried. Dethrone him, they cried. Burn him, they cried. I felt a slight pang of nostalgia as I listened to them, remembering when I had been in their position. All I had to do was open the door. I would be dead in seconds. They didn't just have me vastly outnumbered. I had no intention of fighting. My life amounted to nothing. My people are all dying. Soon I'll be stripped of my title of Lord of the Land. And not a thing will be left. It was all utterly meaningless. I killed everyone I ever cared about. Even Morgana. There's not a single person. No, I didn't end up killing Maria. I guess that's something to be thankful for. I pray you'll live on. By all means, spend the rest of your life hating me. Just so long as you live. Now, off I go. I stepped out before my people, and a dozen bloodshot gazes snapped onto me all at once. I raised my hand in preparation to give them a few parting words. but lowered it again without saying anything. There was nothing for me to say anymore, nor did I have the willpower to produce words. Thanks for that. They impaled me from head to toe with sickles and pitchforks and all manner of deadly implements. And no longer able to support my own weight, I fell back against the door, sliding to the ground. I could feel the life draining from my body. Their voices grew faint. Were they shouting, grieving, cheering? I could no longer tell the difference. My consciousness quickly slipped away, and as it did, flashes of memories whisked past. A child fighting to survive day by day. A young man with his head in the clouds, hell-bent on going out into the world. A crowd of friends, hooting and howling in a pub. Girls at a brothel, constantly teasing but always reliable. And you at my side. I thought I felt a gust of wind, guiding Jacopo's mind toward one particular memory.
I don't need to see the world. All I want is...
I could hear her voice with incredible clarity. And after so many years, I finally figured out what she had said that day.
I don't need to see the world. All I want is to find our home.
Not long after we met, I told her that I thought we might come from the same region, and that perhaps if you went back far enough, you might even find we shared a bloodline. And she remembered. Nearly 3 years later, she still remembered that insignificant conversation, which was why she didn't want to see the world. She was more than happy to just find the land from which we came. I never needed to reign supreme. I never needed the favor of the masses. All I needed to do was go looking for that little pocket of tranquility. I stand before a gorgeous golden field. Flowers bloom all around, swaying in the warm breeze. Vaguely familiar faces smile and laugh. After a long, hard journey, we finally made it. There are no big, bustling city. No one dressed in extravagant clothing. But they would welcome us warmly. Welcome us as kin. It's a quiet land, not a trace of strife. They bask in harmony. Smiles on everyone's faces. Nevertheless, she's still afraid of how they might treat her. So I offer her my hand. This is it. This is our home. As we draw closer to our home, her tense nerves seem to loosen. She lets out a barely audible sigh. She slowly draws back the hood covering her. The soft light of the sun shining down to reveal, for the first time, her face. A beautiful girl stands there, so enchanting, I find myself lost for words. A smile rises to her face, now free of the hideous marks that had once covered it. A smile brighter than I've ever before seen. The lush fields stretching out behind her accentuate the glimmering gold of her eyes. I stand there, silently taking in the sight. Her braids flutter in the breeze. A sky blue as sapphire, drapes the scenery. She isn't a witch here. She's an ordinary girl. And me, an ordinary boy. We have no power, no extraordinary abilities. And I can't think of anything more wonderful. With all the weight lifted from my soul, I give a soft sigh, looking her in the eyes. And then I chuckle, remembering something she once said. And you told me to prepare to be let down. Ordinary though we may now be, our banter remains unchanged. And I know she's got a snarky response waiting to let loose. This is what I could have had if I'd made the right choices. What I wanted, more than anything in the world. It's fine. I don't know if you noticed the parallel between his death and Michelle's. It is intentional, where Michelle died looking very alert and angry and like he wanted to go down fighting. Jacopo looks fucking like he gave up, because he did. And that shit hurts. Feels so bad. I've got a little bit more though. ちくしょうマジで気づいたことないな。全然気づいてなかった。ちくしょうほんま Rito, I see you there. Rito Beto. That was you. Thanks for breaking my heart. Not even the worst part yet. ちくしょうそうだね。面白くない
God damn! Everyone's lost their fucking minds! I need to get the hell out of this city and fast! On the first day of the Harvest Festival, I got this crazy bad sinking feeling. So I went to check out that new church across the bridge. Some kind of riot or uprising or something had happened. But it was all finished by the time I got there. And not long after, the truth of what the Lord had been doing came to light. I wish I'd never heard a damn thing. I didn't need anyone to tell me that he wasn't the guy I grew up with. But never in my wildest dreams had I imagined he was that far gone. All the time in the world wasn't enough to make sense of that. The valuable asset that he had been storing in the observation tower was, of all fucking things, the girl we looked after a few years back. Morgana. But the madness didn't end there. The witch with the miracle blood everyone had been talking about. That was her too. My mind was so scrambled I wasn't sure what to be most stunned by. But I had far less time to organize my thoughts or vent my frustration than I could have imagined. If I were smart, I would have left town the instant I learned the truth. After the riot, a strange sickness began spreading through the city. If you caught it, your skin would start turning black, and before long you'd be vomiting blood. Anyone who tried to treat it was infected themselves. The people called it the witch's curse. Get your heads out of the sand. I tried to say there's no such things as curses, but I couldn't bring myself to finish. As much as I wanted to believe it wasn't, I was starting to think that maybe the curse was real. Especially thinking back on that scene at the top of the tower. The heavy air in the chamber, her dead body's eyes wide open,
the eerie glimmer in those eyes. I was pretty sure I hadn't imagined. It was like I'd stepped into another world. I could barely keep myself vertical. If she really was a witch, then yeah, it seemed was a pretty damn convincing argument in favor of the existence of her curse. It didn't matter that she was dead. And even me, the least superstitious girl around, was starting to consider it a possibility. So the people who actually believed in the miracle elixir were freaking right the fuck out. They had seen what the Lord had done to her. How much pain and suffering he had caused her. It was easy to believe she hated the world enough to curse it. That's what witches did, after all. And the city was scared to death. First they tried to seal the curse into the observation tower, but that didn't stop its spread. So next they went after anyone who had known her in life and punished them. Almost there. The forest isn't far. There she is. That's her. Shit. I discovered that the witch had taken refuge at a brothel a few years back, and it wasn't long before they linked me to it, making me their next target. None of us at the brothel had any idea Morgana's blood possessed that kind of power. But the more I tried to defend myself, the more they began to suspect me, thinking every word a ruse. The whole city had gone completely batshit. It's right there. Like hell I'm gonna let them catch me. Fuck, my arm. She's down, boys. Get her. No. No, get off me, asshole. Get away from me. What the hell do you think you're doing? Wait! A bunch of men dragged me down to the church and tossed me in the cellar. I could hear them shouting through the locked door.
O witch, O great witch, we offer unto you punishment for those who wronged and forsook you in life. So please, we beg of you, stay your anger. Have mercy upon us.
Hey, have you assholes lost your fucking minds? I didn't do a goddamn thing to her. I never wronged her, and I sure as hell didn't forsake her. I didn't have any idea what the sick fuck was doing to her.
O great witch, please spare us from the wrath of your curse. Please have mercy on us, who laid not our hands upon you. O witch, O witch, O great witch.
You're fucked in the heads, every last one of you. You're not accomplishing anything by putting me down here. So let me out, please. Let me out of here. Damn it. Really did. Just leave me here. The door's locked tight. I'm not pounding my way through this. Damn thing won't even budge. Fuck. Fucking fuck. Something. There has to be something I can do. Hey, is anyone out there? Someone let me out of here. I didn't do anything. How long have I been in here? I'm so fucking thirsty. Food. That would be nice too. Someone get me out of here. Please. I feel like my body's made of stone. I'm going to starve to death in here. You've got to be kidding. Oh God, you feel sick. My everything hurts. Is that blood? My blood? It's so dark. I never noticed all the black patches on my skin. Why? The curse. But I never did anything to you. Why? Why would you curse me? Why, Morgana?
Morgana, what did I do? You didn't mean to, did you? It was just a little mistake, wasn't it? You can still take it back. There's still time, just take it off me. I didn't do anything to deserve this. I didn't do anything to deserve being cursed. Come on, spare me. This is all in his fucking head, not mine. Is it because I didn't do anything? Is that it? Are you saying that I'm to blame too? Because I didn't do anything to stop it? Because I couldn't trust anyone but myself? That's asking way too much. How was I even supposed to know what was going on? I was up to my neck in my own shit already. Come on, Morgana, give me a little sympathy. Spare me from your curse. I can barely move my body at all. I feel like I'm all out of blood to cough up. I don't even have the energy to cry for help anymore. So this is how I go, huh? And when I'm gone, that means everyone's dead. I wonder what whoever finds my body will think. They'll probably think that I was one of them. And wouldn't that be some real bullshit? Look at me. I know how to write. I'm a woman and a whore and from the slums. But look at me. I can read and write. Pretty impressive, huh? Why? I forgot how I learned the... Oh, right. I had a friend who was doing some really important work. So I studied so I could help them out if they ever needed anything. And I'll make sure to write it all fancy and proper so no one suspects it was written by a whore. See, I'd make a kick-ass aid. Who were they, though? I can't remember anymore. You hear that? I'm innocent. The sinners are the ones who lived here. It was all them, not me. So if somehow there's something after this and our souls live on, please only curse them. They're the bad guys. It's all their fault. Maria. Wake up, Maria.
Huh?
I've unlocked the door for you. Now get up. You don't want to be sleeping on that cold, hard floor.
Morgana?
What?
How? You're dead.
Oh, I'm dead, am I? And you must be half asleep still.
But I...
Now that's enough of that. Let's get you out of here, shall we?
How? I can barely move.
I think you'll find that untrue, my dear. Go on, stand up.
You're right. I can move. And I feel better than ever. It's like I was just imagining all the pain.
See? What did I tell you? Now come, let's get out of this dreadful place. They're waiting for you. Huh?
Ah! It's about time you showed up, boss!
What?
Yay! I'm so glad you're okay! I've been worried out of my mind!
Jaren! I was told you were killed.
Say what? Do you really want me dead that bad, boss? Did I goof up on the job?
No, I never said that. And you're a model worker, too. I've always been glad to have you around.
Wee! Maria said something nice about me! It must have been real rough in there, huh, boss? I can't believe all those bad men would just lock you up. It's not nice.
How's the city doing? Have things cleared up?
You can rest easy. Everything's all radio now.
I'm glad to hear it.
It looked like someone just pissed in your stew, girl. Where's that burning fire in your eyes?
Ah.
Hey there. I knew a little solitary wouldn't get the best of you, girl. Whoa, don't just stare. What, you think I was dead too? Like hell, ain't nothing in this whole damn world could take me down. I'm the crew's #1 for a good reason.
That's right, you are, aren't you? You survived living as a slave in Barnier's Manor.
There's not much that could kill you.
Damn straight. Don't you worry about nothing. As long as I'm around, nothing can touch our slums.
Yeah, I believe you. So, hey, if you're alive, does that mean...
That it does. We're all alive. Every last one of us. You were never a morning person, but this is a bit ridiculous, don't you think?
Jacopo, is that really you? Is it really the same Jacopo I used to know?
What do you mean, used to know? I'm the same Jacopo you've always known.
But you became the Lord, and then you killed everyone.
Did you really have that little faith in me? I would never kill any of you. You know that. Just look around. Does anyone look dead to you? Because they sure look alive to me. Whatever terrible dream you were having down there, Maria, it's about time you came back to reality.
But
Look me in the eyes. Tell me I'm not the same Jacopo you've always known.
No, you're definitely you. The same old friend I've always known.
See, was that so hard? Well, we've got the whole gang here, so what do you say we go do something? Hit the pub, maybe? Oh, now that's a plan. We're well overdue for another drinking contest. Overdue for another drinking contest.
Oh, I went in too. You're coming with us too, aren't you, Morgs?
I'm not comfortable in such lively places.
Come on, just this once. We can sing together even. Your voice will have the whole place enchanted in a snap.
I won't be singing, but I suppose I can join you this once. The chance doesn't come around often.
Oh, come on, you never want to go when I ask, but you will if she does.
You could be drowning and I still wouldn't agree to do anything you asked, so that's irrelevant. I'm not going because Jaren invited me, but for Maria. Will you join us?
You bet your butt I will. I'm so glad.
So glad that everyone's alive. It was all a dream. Just a bad dream. I knew it. None of that could ever happen to us. Save a seat for me, guys. I'm coming.
Oh, it actually won't let me do fragments until after I've done Happily Ever After? Uh-oh. Well. Are you ready for some serotonin? Are you ready for emotional whiplash? Yeah, it's really fucked up. That ending shot with Maria is so fucked up. Like, props to the fandom for never spoiling that image for me. It was a complete shock, and it stayed in my brain for a very long time. Oh my god, I am so ready for serotonin. Happily Ever After. Let's do this. Dude, let's do this. Oh my god, are you ready to have a really good time? Are you ready to have an actually good time? Let's go. Wait, hang on just 1 second. Oh, indeed. It did open. Okay. Good to know. Alright, anyway. I'm ready for this. You know what? I started this stream a little early. Let's do it. You know what? Fuck, we can do both. We can do both. Let's do it. Let's fuck it. Fuck it, right? Yes. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh, I have that exact... Well, I don't anymore. I had that exact fan. Hey, it's Michelle. We've missed him so much. Ugh. Ugh. No going back to sleep today, Michelle. Time. What's the time? What? 9? We're meeting at 10. That was my second alarm, wasn't it? I bet now. No time to waste. I'll be given an oath what I look like if I'm late because I slept in. Normally I have no problem waking up. 5-year-old. Breakfast. I can do without. I need to get dressed and cleaned up. Teeth brushed? Check. Hairbrush? Check. Buttons lined up all properly? Check. Tag removed from my new shirt? Check. Room? A disaster. I was planning to clean it when I got up this morning. That's fine, though. It's not like I'm inviting her over. I shouldn't even be thinking about that on our first time out. Okay. All set. Here goes. Yay! Oh my god! This is such a good time! I'm gonna cry. There are memories. Memories ingrained in my soul. Were I to tell anyone, they might think I was mad. Or maybe that I had been reading too many New Age self-help books. Or possibly even that I was a member of a shady cult. But in any event, it likely wouldn't give many people a good impression of me. In my memory of my past life, the soul was held in great regard, and the church wielded nearly absolute power. Me too. I love the song as well. But neither of those things were true of the present day. While people had more freedom, more choices, and more opportunities than ever before, there were things they'd lost, no longer accepted. That the soul was real. That miracles actually happened. That there was still so much about the world we didn't know, didn't understand. People these days were simply not inclined to accept such truths. But I wasn't particularly troubled by the fact that few were likely to believe me. I didn't feel alone in my knowledge, because I wasn't. Because on that fateful day, we found each other again. She turned toward me, the very same Giselle from my memories. And just as I recognized her, she too knew exactly who I was. For the two of us have memories. Memories ingrained in our souls. And no longer did those memories serve as shackles. If I can keep up this pace, I should make it right on time. Thank goodness. Please, for the love of all that is holy, don't growl in front of her. In a turn of events that can only be described as miraculous, we were reunited after nearly 1,000 years. It was the sort of dramatic moment you might see at the end of a movie or a novel. The point at which the story was finished and nothing more needed to be told. But our lives continued on past that moment. An uneventful, hardly noteworthy succession of days. Nothing particularly different from what you might find in any other random person you chose off the street. But it was that little fistful of happiness we had sought for so many years. We were just two ordinary people now, There is no drama or excitement in the tale that follows. Only a small slice of 2 regular lives. It had only been about a week since our reunion. And while I would have loved to grab Giselle by the hand and take her home with me right then and there, I couldn't simply uproot her from her own life. Both of us were busier than we had been in the Middle Ages, myself with work and her with university. So after that, we quickly caught each other up on our present life situations, exchanged contact information, and agreed to meet up on the following week. I then walked her to the station, and that was the end of that. A rather underwhelmingly mundane conclusion to such a dramatic, tearful reunion. Especially coming right after I had said, I want to spend my days with you, with that smile always at my side, and nothing to get in our way. Though I suppose it shouldn't have come as any surprise that reality wasn't as simple as fairy tales. I admit today would be our first chance to spend any real quality time together. Hence the butterflies in my stomach, and having not gotten much sleep last night. By all accounts, I had no reason to be nervous. We knew each other better than perhaps 2 people ever should. But this was different. This was now. We weren't just in a new era. We'd been given entirely new lives. Not a second late. Am I here first? Oh, thank goodness. I want to start off on the right foot here, and keeping her waiting was not the way to do that. But thankfully,
Ah! Michelle!
did not make it here before her.
Good morning!
Good morning, Giselle.
Are you feeling okay? You're red as a beet and you're breathing pretty heavily.
Never felt better. Well, enough to do a little running, in fact. Well enough to do a little running. I know how to read. Shut up! I'm just overwhelmed with them.
You ran all the way here?
There was no need to rush. I didn't want... I hope I didn't keep you waiting.
Oh no, not at all.
I know, look at them! Her dress is great too.
You're here right on time.
I suspected you might show up early, so I wanted to be here at least 5 minutes beforehand.
I suppose I did show up a bit early.
When did you get here exactly?
About 5 minutes ago, I think.
Now the truth?
9:30.
That's way too early!
I was just, I was eager to see you again. I'm sorry. I let myself get a bit too excited, didn't I?
No, it's fine. I mean, I hardly slept for the same reason, so... Anyway, I'm sorry for making you wait so long.
No worries. I spent extra time in the cafe right there, and I couldn't have been happier.
Happier about waiting?
Absolutely! You can see the station's entrance through the cafe's windows. And as I was sitting there, giggling, imagining you out there among the crowds looking for me, that 30 minutes went by before I even knew it.
Is that so?
Was that creepy?
No, not creepy at all, just... My heart may have skipped a beat.
Look at his smile!
Frantically drinks water. Look at him! It's too much. I can't, man. There's so much. But like in the best way. They're so refreshing after dealing with Yakumo.
And don't forget, I'm a pro when it comes to waiting. Half an hour may as well be half a second.
I still try and avoid keeping you waiting in the future.
I'd appreciate that. So, what's the plan? You said you were going to choose where we went.
Yeah. Today's schedule was all on me, at my own request. For one, I wanted to show her I could be more proactive than the past. And for two, I wanted her to just be able to enjoy the day without worrying about anything else. After all, this was our first date. So cute! There's so much! Okay, it's fine. Shall we start with a movie then?
Oh, I like that idea! I haven't been to the cinema in a while, but it's just not the same watching on a TV at home. I can't wait!
I was afraid it might come off as too safe, but Giselle seems fond of the idea. Thank you, whoever invented movie theaters. Thank you, whoever wrote that dating manual.
So, what are we gonna see?
Oh.
Oh?
What should we see?
So you only decided on a movie and not a specific one, Michelle? I thought you wanted to go because you had something in mind.
Sorry. I was so focused on figuring out where to take you. Tripped 2 steps out of the gate.
That's a great facial expression. Look at him.
I love him so much. Don't beat yourself up. It's fine. Finding something to see once you're there is fun too.
Let's do that then. We'll go to one of the bigger theaters. Something with a large selection.
Perfect.
So, what do you want to watch?
What do we want to watch today, friends?
I think there's what I need to pick because the expression isn't...
Michelle, very, very silly question for you.
Yes.
Are you someone who gets popcorn at the theater?
Well, she wasn't lying about how silly it was. That said, my empty stomach appreciates her bringing up the subject of food.
Michelle?
Right. Not usually. I prefer to focus on the movie.
Oh, really? I like to have a bag to munch on while I'm watching, personally.
By all means.
It's not going to bother you hearing me crunch in your ear?
Not particularly, no. If it were anyone else, then maybe. Sorry, they're just so cute. I'm in a popcorn mood today myself, so I'll get a bag as well. Can't fight this hunger any longer.
Oh, all right, then we'll get one salted and one sweetened. Ooh, the ticket counter's open. Have you decided what we're seeing?
I have. Is there anything you'd like to see? I was thinking you could choose.
I want you to decide, Michelle. I'm curious to see what kind of movie you'd pick.
I see. Well then. I know what I'm choosing. I'm here for a specific line. I know naughty is very tempting. But I'm going with action for a very specific reason. How about this one?
Ooh, I've heard this movie is nonstop action from start to finish. People can't get enough of it. They're coming back to see it again and again. I'm excited to see what all the fuss is about.
Are you a big fan of action movies?
I wouldn't say I'm a big fan, but I watch them from time to time. If one's showing on TV, I won't change the channel, so I've probably seen most of the big names at least.
I know, there's a naughty one. Well, I'm glad to hear you don't hate them at least. Women don't tend to be very fond of action movies.
Now, Michelle, that's just being sexist. Girls don't only watch mushy romance movies, you know. Anyone can enjoy any kind of movie. Action, mystery, suspense, horror. Your gender doesn't determine your tastes.
Oh, thank you, Queen. You're right. I apologize. I can think of one blonde-haired Italian woman with a particular taste for guns and sharp objects who makes a perfect counterexample.
And what about you? Are you a big action movie buff?
I enjoy them, yes.
There's a surprise. I assumed you'd be more into literary or mystery stuff.
Well, mystery wasn't a fucking option, so is that how I come off?
That's how I imagined you.
It's always satisfying to watch a strong character in action. Sometimes I wish I could be like them.
So what you're saying is you want to be all big and beefy.
I'd never deny that. Anyway, I wouldn't call myself an action movie buff. I enjoy watching them, but not any more than your average guy. And there are some kinds I have trouble with.
Such as?
Anything involving crusaders.
Yeah, not many people our age can claim to be traumatized by history.
I can still watch the movies, I'm just not particularly fond of them, so don't worry about it too much. Alright, well, I'll go get the tickets. It won't be too long.
I'm coming with you, and I'd at least like to pay for...
No, please allow me, if you would.
Okay. Thank you. That was amazing! A car zooming through the desert, non-stop explosions, badass ladies, a flame-throwing guitar. I have a need for speed right now.
This is my favorite line. The Fast and Furious reference is real good. Real good. Whoa. Slow down, Giselle. It was an impressive movie, I'll give you that, but what are you about to do?
I'm buying a motorcycle.
Do you even have a license?
Who needs one when you can feel the speed?
You're going to hurt yourself.
Fine, then I'll get a guitar and have it customized.
You're going to hurt someone else.
Can I at least get my head shaved?
Please, for the love of God, no! Finally, you've settled down.
Sorry, I'm okay now. The movie just dug its claws so deep in me, I couldn't get them out even after it was over. What a terrifying film.
I'm more terrified by what it turned you into. For a moment, I was sure you were actually going to shave your head.
I can be influenced pretty easy by movies and stuff. But don't think I'd get like that after every action movie.
I would advise you never watch one again if you did.
Don't you worry though, I'm back to my calm and tranquil self now.
I question whether those words are ever appropriate to describe you, but nonetheless, I am glad to see you're back to normal. I don't think I've ever seen such an exhausting movie before. I feel like I spent 2 solid hours sprinting.
So what's next on the agenda? A wrestling show, perhaps?
So much for having calmed down. I was thinking we could go to a cafe nearby and relax. Or maybe a park. The weather is quite nice.
Let's go to the park then. I brought lunch for us.
Oh, you did?
Does that mess up your plans?
Oh no, not at all. I'm thrilled. I love your cooking. Thank you.
This will be the first time you've had it in a millennium, huh?
Not something you hear every day. I love the Fast and Furious reference is so good. I have the need for speed right now.
Oh, I just realized. Are you alright spending so much time outside? You're still sensitive to sunlight, aren't you? Sorry, I should have asked you sooner, but it completely slipped my mind.
Don't worry, I'm fine. A lot of progress has been made in these last 1,000 years. My doctor has me using special sunscreen, and I make sure to keep a pair of sunglasses on me at all times. While it does still cause slight inconveniences, the difference between before is night and day.
I'm so glad to hear that. I like this spot.
There certainly are a lot of people here, though I suppose it is the weekend.
Looking out at this beautiful scenery, everyone quietly enjoying themselves. Life is good, wouldn't you say? Look at them, you can even nap here.
The weather is great, so I can hardly blame them.
Would you like to join the fun after we eat? My lap is yours for the napping.
Oh. I would love absolutely nothing more, but I don't want to answer too quickly and come off as clingy or creepy. Plus, I feel like it would be rude to sleep on our first date.
Let's spread out the blanket and have lunch then, shall we? I mean an assortment of sandwiches.
This is where it gets revealed that Michelle has been horny the whole time. We knew Giselle was, but like, you snooze, you lose. Thank you very much. The sandwiches were delicious.
Oh no, it was my pleasure. I'd love to make you something a little more hearty next time. You'll have to come over sometime.
I'd be happy to, but don't you live with your family?
Would that make it too awkward?
I'll wear my best suit and bring a gift.
That would just make it even more awkward. My mom and sister are relaxed, friendly girls. Make yourself right at home.
And your father? I know he passed away when she was young in our previous lives.
Oh, my dad.
And I guess it's the same this time around.
Oh God, I forgot about him. He's always like, if you bring a guy home, I'll make sure he never comes back again.
Right. I'm glad to hear he's alive and well.
He's a bit overprotective. I don't think he actually means it, though.
I'll have to meet them eventually. So I'll make sure I'm ready for anything.
And, how are your parents, Michelle?
They're doing fine. They live in the suburbs not far from here, and I go back to visit occasionally.
Oh, neat! Sounds like things are pretty different for both of us this time around. Out of curiosity, are your parents Lady Lydia and Lord Antonin?
I don't think the Lord and Lady is necessary.
Force of habit.
But no, they're not my parents this time. And ever since my memories came back, I've had odd moments of dissociation, where my life doesn't feel like it belongs to me.
Oh yeah, that's happened to me a few times too. Some things are the same as before, but a lot's changed. Sometimes memories of my old family come back to me, and I start wishing I could see them again. Tell me, am I any different? I am, aren't I? I can't possibly be the exact same person I was back then. I have a different family, different values. I was raised in a different environment.
The same could be said of me. I have led a very different life than my previous one. I've read that we're always changing, that we're never exactly the same person we were even a second ago.
Oh?
Cells are constantly dying and dividing. Around 10% of the bone tissue in your body is replaced every year. I can hardly be considered the same man I was merely a few years ago, never mind an entirely different life.
I guess.
And that's just on a physiological level. The mind is the same way. I didn't think and feel the same way as a child that I do now. We are, in essence, in a perpetual state of transformation.
I still think of you as the same Michelle, though.
And I you. That's all there is to it. While scientifically speaking, we may be constantly changing, we're still able to recognize each other as each other. And perhaps that is the nature of the soul. I love the Giselle of a second ago, the Giselle of the present, and the Giselle of every second to come, all as one.
Me too. Now that is something the old Michelle would never have said.
Could never have said, I imagine.
Jeez, you caught me off guard and now I'm all flustered.
I can refrain in the future if you would prefer.
No, don't even think about it. Tell me more. I want to hear more.
I'll see what I can do.
Way to kill the mood, Captain Awkward.
Putting pressure on me like that isn't making this any easier.
You really aren't all that different, are you?
Probably not.
Their smiles. I still sometimes wonder if maybe this is all a dream. I honestly wasn't sure we would ever cross paths, that we would ever have this reunion. I even questioned whether anything I remembered was true. Maybe I was just delusional. No one believes in reincarnation or past lives today, so it was sometimes hard to believe it myself, you know?
But still, you came looking.
For as much as I couldn't believe, I wanted to believe 10 times more. That our time together, that the things I felt, that everything that took place in that mansion wasn't just my delusion. And I'm so glad I did.
As am I. I felt much the same way. I thought I was confused, my mind playing tricks on me, but as time passed and the fog slowly cleared, I felt a strange certainty that I would find you if I went there. And I'm so glad I did.
I wonder what everyone else is up to.
Everyone else?
I mean, we're here, so it wouldn't be that strange if everyone else that was trapped in the mansion were here too. On my way to go see you that day, I actually ran into someone who we might have known. Oh? A man with wavy hair lost his hat in the wind, and I picked it up for him. When he saw me, he asked if we had met before. And the way he talked, it sounded like he was looking for someone. Huh. Do you want to maybe see if we can find them?
And do what?
I don't know. Have a class reunion?
1,000-year reunion would be quite the unusual event. I wouldn't mind seeing them, although I don't think we should go out of our way looking. They have their own lives now, much like we ours. We're free from the shackles that once bound us, and we should continue to be free to walk our own paths.
Yeah, you're right. Though I do kind of hope we run into each other sometime.
If we do, that simply means we were traveling intersecting paths.
I like the sound of that. The hand of fate guides us.
Indeed. Though to tell you the truth, until recently, I didn't believe in fate or miracles or souls or anything that couldn't be demonstrated by science.
Oh? You didn't? Well, I guess that's normal in this day and age.
But now that I've experienced it for myself, I can no longer not believe.
It would be hard not to. Michelle?
I know I just said we shouldn't go out of our way to look for anyone, but there is one person I would like to find.
Oh, I know, your brothers!
I said one person, though I would like to see them too. I was referring to her. What's to find for God? It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I promised her that when we met again, we would be friends.
I'd like that too. To see her again, to be friends, and to put a smile on her face. Well, I think we've done enough relaxing to last all week. What's next on the schedule? I mean, I wouldn't mind staying here all day if that's what you want.
I was thinking we could head into town. Maybe do some window shopping?
Sounds like a plan!
Was there something funny about that?
Just, I would have thought the day would come when you would suggest we go out on the town together.
I wasn't holed up in there because I wanted to be. If things were different, I would have had no problem going outside.
If you say so, Michelle.
Call him out, because it's true.
Oh, speaking of books, have you ever thought about writing anything, Michelle?
Write a novel? Why would I?
We've had some rather unique experiences, and I thought maybe they might make a good book.
First of all, I have the writing ability of a 7th grader.
Oh, that's surprising.
Do I look like the writing type?
You're smart. It seems like something you'd be good at.
I would probably be a much better conversationalist if I were any good with words.
I wasn't actually sure if you realized how bad you were at that.
I can assure you I'm well aware.
But you know, being able to express yourself verbally and on paper are two completely different skill sets.
She's so right.
It may take you an hour to come up with exactly the right words to use, but writing doesn't have a time limit.
Regardless, I don't think I could write about that. How about you? I suspect you might be the better fit for the job.
What? Me? I don't think I'd make a very good writer either. And this is going to sound silly coming from me as the one who suggested it, but I think it might be best to keep our memories to ourselves. Putting something so personal, so special like that out there for all the world to see makes it lose a little bit of that magic, you know?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. And so much of those experiences I could never put into words, no matter what I thought of my own writing ability. Nor am I interested in putting them on display. They're precious in part because they're our experiences, and I would like to keep it that way.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like we're in agreement, so next topic. We should buy something while we're here. Then we can sit shoulder to shoulder on the sofa and read together.
I have no objections. However, it might be best to buy separately so we each have something we can enjoy.
One book. One couch. A trip down memory lane.
Pardon?
You remember that time we sat by the fireplace together, reading from the same book? You were so stiff and cold. That was before we had fallen in love, even. But that was right about the time we started getting closer. Or do you not remember?
Of course I do. I remember that day crystal clear. I heated up some awful wine on the fire. Then we made ourselves nice and warm and read a book of adventure stories. As I recall, I was not yet especially kind to you at that point in time. Although, I still consider it a happy memory.
In that case, how about we look for something nice and old to spark some more of those memories?
Yes, let's.
I can't believe the sun's already set. Why can't there be more time in the day? Oh my god, we haven't heard this song in so long.
Your parents will probably be worried if you're out much longer. Let me walk you to the station. Giselle?
Give me 3 seconds.
That's her phone. I presume she's calling home?
Hey Mom? I'm out with a couple of friends and you'll never guess what happened. We ran into a few girls I haven't seen since high school.
Huh?
We're going to be staying the night at one of their houses so we can catch up. I'll be back sometime tomorrow. Yep, I've got everything. See you. Well, you heard me.
Are you sure about this? And do you lie to your mother like that all the time?
I just haven't told her I have a boyfriend yet, and I don't have time to have that conversation with her tonight, unless you don't want there to be it tonight.
I didn't think you were the lying type.
I can be a bad girl when I feel like it. She believed me without a second thought because I'm normally so well behaved. I've never given her a reason not to trust me.
And you're sure about this?
Would you rather I go home?
I never said that. It's just, we have plenty of time ahead of us. There's no need to rush anything.
I tried to hide it, and I'm probably not done the best job of it, but I've been over the moon all day today. And who wouldn't be? I finally reunited with the man I spent an eternity waiting for. And today's the first day I get to spend any real time with him. It might seem like we have all the time in the world, but you never know what might be waiting around the corner. We've both experienced that reality firsthand. Were you not as excited as me, Michelle? Have I been getting myself worked up over this all by myself like an idiot? Was I alone in thinking that this would be the most important day of my life?
No, of course not. When I saw you last week, the last thing I wanted to do was let you go home. I wanted to carry you back with me, right then and there. But I didn't want to put you in a position where I was forcing you to uproot your own life, possibly getting in the way of your education.
If any time called for a little pushiness, that was it. Yes, this was just an ordinary date, but it's a miracle it ever happened.
I'm sorry. I want to spend as much time with you as I can, Giselle. Will you stay with me?
Absolutely. Oh, and there's another thing that's changed about you, Michelle. You learned some basic social skills, like reading between the lines.
You act like I wouldn't have been able to figure out what you wanted me to say back then. Okay, you're right, I probably wouldn't have.
I didn't think you'd concede that one.
Anyway, what now? Should we find a restaurant and have supper?
Remember what I said about being pushy? Now's the time.
What? Meaning?
You're going to make me spell it out for you? I want you to, take me to your...
Of course. I would love to take you back to my... Crap. It's still a complete mess. But if I bring her to a hotel, it'll look like that's all I'm in for. I just need to ask her to wait for a little bit to buy me enough time to at least make it look like a tornado didn't pass through.
Michelle? Oh, let me guess, your place isn't presentable?
Well, that might be putting it lightly.
How many naughty posters do you have?
Not a one!
What about blow-up dolls?
Even fewer! What do you think I am?
You don't need to hide anything from me, Michelle. No matter how strange your fetishes are, I promise I won't judge you. I love the old Michelle, and I love the new Michelle, all as one.
I did not expect my declaration of love in the park to be turned around on me quite like this. I swear there's nothing weird about my place. I've just been so busy with work lately, I haven't had a chance to clean, so it's a bit of a wreck.
Oh, pfft. Well, if that's all it is, I'll gladly help you make it sparkle.
No, I'm not bringing you over to have you clean for me. Please, give me maybe 30 minutes. You can...
Nope.
What?
I'm not spending 30 minutes, even 30 seconds, away from you just because your place is a little messy.
It won't be long, I swear.
No doesn't mean not long. It means no. I lied to my mom so I could have this time with you. And think about it. Wouldn't it be better for both of us if I could see you as you are, not how you want to look for me? To help pave the way for our future.
She's going to have me under her thumb for the rest of my life, isn't she?
Yep. Off we go then. First some groceries and then back to your place.
Off we go. They're so cute, I want to die.
And here we... I said I wouldn't judge you, but I don't think I can keep that promise.
I want to know so bad. There's an art of him in his bathroom and it's a huge mess. I really want to know what the rest of the apartment looks like so messy. What did I tell you?
All right, time to roll up our sleeves and make this place shine. Oh, you know, this kind of reminds me of 1,000 years ago. Here's hoping I don't suffocate in a cloud of dust this time. Phew. See, that didn't take too long between the two of us.
I apologize for making it take any of your time.
Oh, don't be, really. I'm mostly glad it didn't turn out to be a bunch of gross, rotting food. Swarming with bugs would be a bridge too far, I think. And I can tell you've been busy from all the thick books and stacks of papers.
Thin reference manuals or document stacks are a rarity. I try to keep as much of it digitally as I can, but a lot of these papers and reports aren't available in any other format.
You're a systems engineer, was it?
That's right. I was working at a company until a few years back, but I've been keeping steady work as a contractor lately.
Wow. I'm amazed. The Michelle I knew would cower at the sound of the word work and could hardly have survived for 3 days on his own. You know, before I found you, I assumed you'd be a noble like last time.
So you assumed I was a helpless shut-in.
And boy, am I glad you didn't turn out to be King Neat again.
I'm glad to have not disappointed you.
I also kind of suspected you would end up making video games.
I hardly even play games. What even gave you that idea?
I'm not sure. Visions of a parallel universe, perhaps? This is a reference to the parallel universe game that they made, 7th Layer, which I'm also going to stream. I haven't played it yet. I guess I'm going to stream it blind because I don't know when else I'm going to have time to play it. It's going to wreck me. I know it's going to be really emotionally upsetting. I'm excited, though.
I'm not even going to ask. What about you? Do you have a dream job, Giselle?
I want to open a shop. Maybe it's because I came from a merchant family in my last life, but I've always been interested in running some kind of store. I'm even majoring in economics.
Huh. I like that idea.
If I do manage to get something up and running, I hope you'll help out.
Absolutely. I'll do anything I can if it leads to a brighter future for you.
Okay, well, I'm going to borrow your kitchen for a bit.
Is there anything I can help with? You made lunch too, so I'd feel awful doing nothing.
Last I checked, you and cooking were a dangerous mix.
I'd like to think my taste buds are a little more refined this time around.
Hopefully. In that case, I think I'll have you chop the veggies. But I'm the one who puts everything together, okay?
She doesn't believe me.
Ah, I'm stuffed.
It was wonderful, thank you. Watching you work is like watching someone perform magic.
Was I doing something funny you didn't tell me about?
No, that's not what I meant. Just the way you managed to make everything so perfect without even looking at a recipe.
Well, cooking is kind of a hobby of mine. But I lost a bit of preparation time to cleaning, so I couldn't make everything I wanted to. Next time I'll make you something real fancy, though.
Like a roast chicken?
Let's save that one for Christmas.
I don't think when we have it makes the sight of just the two of us sitting around a large roast chicken any less ludicrous, though. Oh yes, shall we open the wine now?
So you only brought me home so you could get me drunk and have your way with me? I'm just kidding.
Only consensually.
Michelle!
Sir? Hello?
What?
I'm joking. Let's have some wine, shall we?
I never said I wasn't okay with it.
Oh, man. Oh, this is still a ways out, but I thought I would mention I'm going to be moving sometime next year.
Oh, but this is a perfectly fine apartment.
I mentioned my parents lived in the suburbs a little ways from here, right? Well, they're planning to buy a new house soon, so I'll be taking over their old place. No point in letting it sit unused, I figure.
Wow. Is your family rich then?
Not extravagantly wealthy or anything, but reasonably well off.
Looks like nobility runs in your blood after all.
That's the literal definition, yes, but I don't think that's how it works. Anyway, it's bigger than here. So I was hoping you could come join me once things settle down at school.
You're asking me to move in with you?
I am.
Absolutely! I'd love to! In fact, I was planning to start bringing stuff over here soon anyway. I didn't think you'd be the one to ask me.
I figured it doesn't hurt to be pushy every now and then.
Oh, I'm so excited! Let me know when you have a date. I'll help with the move.
Certainly. I'm quite looking forward to it as well. They're so cute, I want to die.
Thank you for letting me use your shower, Michelle. And your clothes.
No problem, although they are rather big on you. If a little tight around the chest.
My heart's kind of starting to race now. In a different house, wearing different clothes with a different smell.
Smell? I'm pretty sure that's clean. Should I get you something else?
No. They don't smell. They smell like you, which makes me smile. Oh God, what am I saying?
Oh, I forgot to mention. I only have one bed. And there was only one bed. And they were roommates.
The perfect number.
Oh, well then, right this way.
After you. Hey, Michelle, are you nervous?
Not at all. We've slept together before in the past.
Oh, yeah, I suppose we have. But this time feels different. My heart's pounding like crazy.
I take it back. I'm nervous too.
Hey, can we hold hands?
Sure.
I want you to know I'm the happiest girl in the world right now. So happy I'm scared I'll wake up and it'll all be a dream. Or tomorrow will come and it'll all be torn away from me.
I thought I was supposed to be the worrywart. And you the eternal optimist.
Normally.
You have nothing to fear. I will never let go of this hand again.
No vanishing me on or pushing me away or anything like that, okay?
I promise. Let's make this happiness into something that lasts forever. You and me, together.
No getting bored of me once I'm over the hill either.
I would never. Besides, I'll be making it there well ahead of you.
I expect you to grow up to be the classiest 40-something in town, and don't you forget it.
I'll try not to disappoint you.
Hey, Michelle. I love you. More than anything in the world. Thank you so much for finding me in this life.
And thank you for waiting so long and never giving up, both in this life and the last. Giselle, I love you too.
Good night, Michelle. Wake up! Wake up, Michelle!
So bright. I thought I shut the curtains.
Morning, sleepyhead!
Giselle, good morning.
Wait, forget that. Do over. Good morning, Master. I hope you slept well.
I can say without a doubt, I have never slept better, nor awoken to a more pleasant sight in my entire life. They're literally so cute I could die. Oh, they're so cute! I forgot about this.
I believe I'm on the second floor. Ah, yes, there it is. But I need my key to get in. The landlord should be able to help me with that. He lives upstairs, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my, well, hello there. Are you our new neighbor? Yes, I move in today. Were you not told where to find your key? It was a rather sudden move, so perhaps it was missed in the confusion. Oh, is that so? Well, your key's right here, darling, on the back of your mailbox door. Here you are. Thank you. You don't smile much, do you, darling? It's a real shame. You're very pretty. I've just never been very good at it. Practice makes perfect. Thank you for your assistance. And it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Good day. Oh, I thank you too, darling. Well, I should go. Before you go, make sure to stop by and say hi to the landlord. I assumed you were? Oh, heavens no, I live on the 3rd floor. The landlord's one level up at the very top floor. My apologies for the confusion. It's the weekend, so he should be home. He recently took over for his parents, and my oh my, is he the prettiest young man I have ever seen. I'm not sure how a man would take to being called pretty, but I'll be darned if there's a better word to describe him. So true, middle-aged woman. If I were another 30 years younger, I might have tried to go after him myself. You can't be, what, 15, 16 years old? Still in high school and already living on your own. You're moving fast, darling. Are your parents? I have a lot to unpack, so I really should get going. Oh dear, so sorry for keeping you. If you need anything, just give me a shout, okay? Or the landlord, I'm sure he'll be happy to help too. It was a pleasure meeting you, darling. You too, ma'am. She's a bit overwhelming. I hope the landlord isn't quite so boisterous. She said he was a pretty young man. Well, I should at least say hello. I can leave my bags inside and unpack when I'm done. Oh, a butterfly. How did you get in here? It's moving kind of sluggishly. Don't worry, I'll get you back outside where you belong. Take care. This is the place. I'm not looking forward to this. Too many new people in one day.
Coming! It'll be just a second.
A woman's voice? But the landlord's a man, isn't he? Maybe his sister or wife?
I'll get it.
Wait, that voice.
It's probably the new girl. We should both go out and greet her. Huh.
Yep, you were right. It's our new neighbor. It's a pleasure to have you. And we meet again. Oh, I can't wait for reincarnation. Oh, jeez. All right. There it is, fragment. Okay, so we're gonna take I'm gonna be back in like 3 minutes. Go to the bathroom, friends. I just need something to put in my body as food because I know I'm gonna cry. So I'll be back, and then we'll start fragment, and then we'll be done. Okay? I know this has been like 3 hours, but I want to finish this. I want to do this. Okay. I just needed something to blood sugar. This won't be that long of a thing. But it is so emotional, so I just needed to step away for a second. Alright. Let's get into this. This is Fragment. Hope you enjoy.
So, what's on the agenda for today? What I want to do? There isn't anything in particular. Don't give me that look. I don't know what people do for recreation because unlike someone, I didn't live a life of leisure and luxury. Yes, that's right. I'm a dreadfully boring person. I imagine you've begun to regret bringing such a dull girl with you.
Not in the slightest.
If you say so. But you choose what we're doing today, alright? Huh? You want me to sing? I don't mind. What are you laughing about? You didn't think I would agree? Okay, fine, I won't sing. Puppy Dog Eyes won't change my mind either. That's that, I'm not going to sing. Alone, that is. Yes, you're singing with me. Go find someone who has a lute and ask to borrow it. You don't get a say in the matter. You did ask to borrow that, right? And got permission? None of the shenanigans you pulled at the festival. We need to remain on good terms with everyone if we're going to live here. Well, good. I'm glad you could have managed that much. At some point, if we're going to do this again, you should purchase your own so you don't have to borrow one. It would certainly make things simpler, wouldn't it? Next time a merchant is in town, if they're selling a lute, buy it. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. As long as it has strings capable of making music, that's adequate. And if it's out of tune, you can tune it. You can at least manage that, can't you?
That was something falling over in my kitchen, don't worry about it.
It's exactly how you described it, all those many years ago. Fields of wheat as far as the eye can see, swaying back and forth like waves in an ocean of gold. I had assumed that after all this time, you would have lost your fondness for such rustic scenery. That you preferred bustling cities, heavily guarded fortresses, and merchants peddling unusual wares. But it seems I was wrong. Thankfully. Huh? Yes, I am quite fond of areas like this. They're pleasant and relaxing. I wonder if this really is where my real father came from. I never told you this, but in my village I was revered as a saint, worshipped as the daughter of God. And to this day, a part of me still sees myself as such.
You're just an ordinary girl.
Maybe so. You've said as much so many times now, I'm almost beginning to believe it. That is entirely on you, yes. If I truly am, then I have a father somewhere. One night I overheard my mother muttering something. At the time I assumed it was just a dream, but if what she said was true, my father was a mere vagrant. A man whose face I never once saw, whose name I never heard.
Would you like to meet him?
Frankly, I'm not sure. I wouldn't know what to say even if I did. He might not even know I exist. It didn't sound like he had any interest in staying with my mother, which does not speak particularly well of his character. If he had chosen to stay instead of abandoning her, then she wouldn't have had to lie about having a virgin birth. Maybe we could have even been a normal family. And the entire course of my life could have been different. What? Why is that your first reaction? You're not going to hunt him down and give him a piece of your mind. No! Any form of violence is forbidden. Not even if it's for my sake. Too many people have been hurt already. Which isn't to say I don't understand what you meant. When you said the world would trample all over you if you didn't have the strength to fight back. As children, we were both helpless to fight back against a cruel world. But I stand by what I said. No more. I once believed you to be a weak man, but I realized I was mistaken. I now know you have more than enough strength. Enough to take the lives of countless men. Some part of me always knew. But that's all the more reason. I don't want you to hurt anyone else ever again. To take any more lives.
Alright, I won't.
You swear it? I will have no choice but to deem you utterly irredeemable if you break that promise, understood? What? No, that doesn't mean I think you presently have redeeming qualities. Have you lost your mind? Honestly, this is not the time for silly do-like-me games. Don't tell me you're waiting for an answer. Because you're never getting one. What? Fine, if you want to know what I think so badly. No, I don't much care for you. Oh, yes. So I was wondering. Other towns celebrate Midsummer as well, yes? I see. So it's a fairly standard summertime tradition. Huh? If you asked me to go, I would not object. What? Yes, I'm not particularly fond of the commotion, but it's a unique experience. There were no such festivals in the village where I was born. It was so small. There was little in the way of entertainment to speak of. Perhaps I was their entertainment. A real saint appearing would be, indeed, cause for celebration. Life in the Lord's custody was miserable, but I'm not sure it would have been much different had I stayed. Maybe getting out was ultimately better for me. It was hardly all good times, but by any stretch of the imagination, but it did allow me to experience a more normal world. Oh, there you go again. I've long since tired of hearing you go on about ambitions. Yes, I know. My definition of normal is too impoverished for you. I've heard it a dozen times now. But this is what I know. So climb down off your high horse and adjust. I'm not so accommodating a girl as to unconditionally support you in your endless endeavors to climb up and up and up. In fact, I intend to kick you back down anytime you start trying. So keep yourself in check. I used to think I didn't have any right to interfere with your dreams. But now, I'll be doing everything in my power to stand in your way. Keep that in mind.
Then I'll just have to find a new dream.
Excuse me? So you're going to look for a different way to be a fool then? Did you hear a single word I said?
Every single one, yes.
Why do I even bother? So what madness is brewing in that hollow skull of yours now? going to win your heart. That was even worse than I imagined. You're possibly the world's biggest fool. Oh, what is it now? You want me to call you by your name? Why would I waste my breath? Listen to how many times I'm saying your name. You're not yourself today. You're never so forward. It's not right. Perhaps you ate something moldy. Besides, your name is just another word. It's nothing to get so worked up about. What are you, a child? Disappointed I'm not what you thought. I never said that. I'm not going to call you by your name, understood? For heaven's sake. Let's change the subject. The way you're silently staring at me is making my skin crawl. So, the lute. I would like you to teach me how to play the lute. Why? Is there something wrong with me wanting to know how to play? I suppose it is unusual, perhaps. I never had a chance to learn much of anything, though. I know little of how people normally entertain themselves. So I want you to catch me up on what I missed. And don't get upset if I'm a slow study. You do have an impossibly short fuse, after all. Something else. Let's see. You know how to fish, don't you? You would go to the river sometimes, as I recall. We still don't know much about this area. Perhaps there are rivers or lakes nearby. So, teach me how to do that, too. All right. Come on, don't just stare at me. And do you know any other words than okay? Good heavens.
Will you say my name?
You don't know when to give up, do you? Is it that important to you?
I don't want you to forget. I don't want you to forget me again. I don't want you to forget what I look like. The sound of my voice. Or how I feel about you. I don't want you to forget what we talked about. What kind of man I was. Or all the time we shared together. Please, don't forget me.
Why would you ask me that now? I was hoping to. If I had remembered, would anything have been any different? Could we have not ended up so far down the wrong path? If I had gone and found you,
that have stopped you from becoming what you did? No, forget it. It's not worth thinking about.
Can I hug you?
Pardon? You don't need to ask for permission for every little thing. You've always been like that. Always asked permission or had me initiate any kind of physical contact. Except when you would put that ointment on my face, that is. Even that morning when you carried me home, you wouldn't just pick me up, you made me climb onto your back.
Because I promised I wouldn't touch you without permission.
You actually kept that ancient promise for all those years. Is there no end to your stupidity? I swear. Someone needs to come up with a new word to describe you. Do as you please. Look at you, a grown man shaking like a fawn. Sometimes I can't tell if you have a heart of stone or of glass. Though I suppose I'm not terribly different in that regard. Unable to even speak my heart unless there's no one else around. Unable to face you except through this childish fantasy. Not even able to show any vulnerability. You once said, who knows how many years ago, that being this close has the effect of making us more open. Well, I despise you more than anything in this vast world. You showed me happiness, and then you showed me the depths of absolute despair. I have no idea what to do with you. So I didn't do anything. I couldn't do anything. What other choice did I have? Yet here you are, still lingering. After I released your soul, you went and put on a new set of shackles. What was even the point? Tell me, how many times have you tried to grasp at this illusion? How many times have you punished yourself? I suppose, if you want to think I'm just part of your illusion, I won't stop you. This whole realm is an impossibly idealistic fantasy. That's fine. It makes it easier for me to say this. I do regret some of what I did. That I misdirected my anger. Oh yes, I still revile you, of course. But even more so, I'm heartbroken. How did it all end up like that? So far gone, so irreversibly off the path. It was my words that ultimately pushed you over the edge, wasn't it?
I want to make amends.
I don't need your atonement. I told you already. It's all done. No curses, no forgiveness. Nothing more between us ever again. Why then? Why am I here, talking to you? It's foolish. We're hopeless fools, both of us. But it's not my fault. This realm is overflowing with so much warmth. I can't hold back everything I've kept locked away all those centuries. But in the end, I just feel wretched about it all.
I would have rather never remembered.
Thanks. Thanks, Piasor. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fucking fine. It's fine. This forces me to hydrate. Silent, gross tears streaming down my face the entire time.
We spent our lives trying so hard to suppress those memories, fighting against our pasts, just as we're doing now. All right, that's quite enough. Would you please let go of me now? Hello? I said let go. Let go of me. I love you. And I hate you. I'll never feel anything but hatred for you. There's nothing left in my heart but that. This is simply me showing pity for a pathetic lost soul. I was never able to let go of you. Maybe you should have said so back then. Though I suppose you couldn't have. I had someone else to lead my way. All you could do was sit back and watch me go. You were never one who could cry in front of others or hold on to someone for support. You had to rely on this sad fantasy to bring yourself to hold me. There truly is no hope for you. So what now? Are you just going to stay here, all alone for the rest of eternity? Many ages ago, when I was still a child, I looked up to you. I might have even had some fondness for you. What? Perhaps so. Perhaps it would have been better if we had done this sooner. I want you to forget everything I've said. This is a realm where none of those terrible things ever happened, isn't it? So I'd like to indulge in this childish dream for a little while longer. Have you finally calmed down? Act smug all you want. I saw everything. I know good and well just how sad a man you truly are. Oh. Someone's waving to us in the distance. I'm still not particularly good with strangers, but the people in this land are all so kind. And you'll be holding my hand, won't you?
Of course. Let's go.
Yes. Let us be off, Jacopo.
Rather than showing you the world, one day, someday, I'd like to bring you somewhere where your body and spirit can rest easy. That is atonement for my sins. But because I want to see it too.
it becomes. I forgot it becomes the background. We did it. Okay. Oh. Okay, so we finished Requiem for Innocence. We finished Requiem for Innocence. And as a result, we have unlocked reincarnation, which is gonna be a good time. Oh no, I can't listen to the song. We've also unlocked the short stories, which are some amazing pieces of writing, just absolutely fantastic. We will be reading through these as well, eventually after finishing Requiem, or not Requiem, sorry. Oh hi. After finishing reincarnation. Oh, will it not let me go to the next page without finishing these? Okay, well, I just so you know, this part 1, part 2 that's here, this Lost in Pain, just know that it's going to be fucking awful. Yeah. And then eventually we'll have this extras unlocked as well. So, yeah, I'm spent. I'm spent. What a roller coaster this fucking series is. I hope you enjoyed that as much as you can, as harrowing as it is. Next week, Wednesday, same time, same place, we're starting reincarnation. It's gonna be a good time. We get to see Kanemune's art style instead of Moyataro, so the anime style instead, which is exciting. And this upcoming Sunday there's no stream, but the Sunday after there will be, Grandia 2 will be back. So anyway, take care of yourselves. I'm gonna go hydrate and cry some more. I'm gonna cry while I make some spaghetti. Have a wonderful time with your life, and yeah, I'll see you next week for reincarnation. Whew.